Hey, thanks so much for watching. So today I'm using a printable kit from Skull and Orchids Planning on Etsy, and I'll link the shop down below. This kit is called New Day, and as you can see here, it's got the 8 full boxes, some half boxes, some checklists, flags, washi strips, full boxes, and some deco, bill-do, weekend banner, the usual. Now, because I'm using my mini Recollections planner, I need to print this kit out a little bit differently today. So I'm going to insert a clip of how I print this more to scale for the mini Recollections. So it's pretty simple. The only thing you need to do, you open up the printable file. I don't have a machine that will cut the stickers, so I have to cut everything by hand. So I don't download the cut file, of course, just the PDF. You go to print, and if you change the custom scale from 100% to 75%, it will print the stickers perfectly for the mini Recollection planner. And then this is what it comes out like with a 75% scale. And the boxes fit perfectly in this section here. It's a perfect height. And when I use this particular planner, I'm only planning my actual like 9 to 5 work week, or 9 to 5:30 if I'm being exact. So I don't put a whole lot in here. I'm just using the boxes for decoration. I use the checklist and really only 2 each day. With this kit, because I'm using it for April, I want to focus more on the pinks and oranges and corals as opposed to this darker green and darker orange. So I'm not going to be using these flags or checklists. I'm just going to focus more on the lighter, like orangey coral color and the pink. And I'm also going to use the kit in full size in a Recollections vertical planner. So if you wanted to see that, I'll link that in a card up top. And for that, I'll use the full kit. This one, just using the first page. The other thing that I'm using is also from Skull and Orchid Planning. And it is these work labels. And I'm kind of going back and forth between using like the mint green of it or that top pink. I'm gonna kind of play that one by ear. I want to see, once everything's kind of laid out, if it's too much pink or not. So and like I said, I don't have the machine that cuts the stickers. I don't have a Silhouette or what are they, Cricut machines or any of that. No, I'm basically, like I said, I'm just using the full boxes and I'm using the flags. This particular week is not a pay week, so I'm not using the payday sticker. On the bottom here, I want to keep track of my totals for the week. So I'm going to put my call total, my sales total, and then my grade total for the week. So basically my job, I'm in a call center setting and the company does a ton of advertising, so there are non-stop phone calls that come in all day long. So basically, the tier of phone call that I'm in, I get back to back to back to back calls. So obviously, the more calls I take, the more sales I have the potential to make. So that's a good thing. And of course, the more sales I make out of my calls, the better I tend to do with my grading for my ranking on the floor, basically. So I do like to keep track of that. I work in a very fast-paced, very competitive field, and I just need to be on top of my game. So I keep track of my numbers, I keep track of everything. Now on the bottom here, I just took 3 of the half boxes and I'm just gonna basically lay them out. I have this washi tape that's also a Recollections washi that came in one of those tubes, and it's basically like a coral pink color. So I'm just gonna lay it down on the bottom and across the top line. I have this little ruler thing that I use to cut it with. So I'm going to put the darkest one in the middle. And then, you know what, I'm actually going to white out the lines in between. And I have the Tombow mono correction tape. This stuff is so awesome. It just goes so smoothly across the paper. I very, very rarely have a time where the tape's getting caught up and it's skipping, or any kind of issue that I have with a lot of other tapes. So I'm going to start that one. And then I'll start on the other end. See, I jinxed myself because I said it wasn't going to give me an issue, and now it did. Oh, come on, you son of a gun. Okay. I'm going to put the darker one in the middle. So this one, I'll do similar and just leave a little bit of space. I do want to make sure they're equal though. Okay. Yeah, so this particular week I'm actually working 6 days. I'm working Monday through Saturday. And the way that it works with the schedule that I have, I'm typically Monday to Friday, but about once a month or so, my entire team has to work a Saturday. And then we rotate that with the other teams in the building, in my division, basically. So this coming Saturday is our week. And then I'll have a day off of the next week, either usually Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'll get to do some running around that I have to do. And the other thing I wanted to mark down are my hours. And I wanted to use these work labels that are also from Skull and Orchids Planning. And I think I might go with the green. There is a lot of pink in this spread, so I'm gonna go with the green. And I did print the page out twice because I know I needed 6 of them. So actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think I like this bluish green more than the mint green. So I'm just gonna cut those out, and then I'm going to place them basically right here. And then I'll put the checklist on the bottom just to indicate how many calls, how many sales. So now, let's finish up the end of my checklist here. I mean, there's not a whole lot to this planner, I'll be honest with you. This is, like I said, it's specifically just for work. I use my Erin Condren as like my catch-all for everything. I track work, I track personal life, I track, you know, everything in my Erin Condren. In my Recollections vertical, I just track what I'm trying to do to build my YouTube channel here. I am obviously just starting out, and I know it's going to take time. The Recollections verticals where I'm going to keep track of everything that I'm doing to try to help build my YouTube channel. As you, I'm sure, can imagine, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but I'm sure that, you know, being dedicated and consistent should help. And I will hopefully, you know, build at least a little community here where I feel like I'm part of it. I've been watching forever, and I'm doing the same kind of things that everyone else is doing. There's no reason I can't be involved in like the sharing aspect too. So I use basically the Recollections vertical for that. And then Erin Condren, again, it's everything. My personal planner, I mean, honestly, there's not really a function to that. I just like it. I have a Recollections horizontal. I don't really use that much at all. I have the health planner that I use to track my food and my workouts, water intake, health goals, things like that. So I have that planner. I just find it to be easier for me to keep them separate. Otherwise, looking at everything all at one time overwhelms me. So that's what I do. So I'm just gonna go in and write in the dates and take it from there. This was a pen I had gotten in a panda, what was it, paper panda box. It does not have a name. All it says is U brands, like the letter U brands. And that's it. It's just like a fine point, like felt tip. Ooh, Friday the 13th. And that's it. I mean, that's basically all I can pre-plan in here. I don't know what anything's gonna be until basically the day of. I typically work 9 to 5:30. Saturdays we normally do 8 to 4:30, just to kind of get out of there a little earlier. And then Sunday, who knows? That's a flop day. And I can't wait. One last quick little thing. I put down these 2 flags also. Monday, I just want to put down that I need to run down to the credit union in my office. And on Tuesday, I wanted to mark down that we had a safety drill. So I remember to wear comfy shoes so I'm not stuck out there in heels when I have to walk up and down 4 flights of stairs. All right, and that is everything.